Hey, beautiful people, welcome back to the garden for another beautiful Sunday morning garden stroll, which is our weekly garden updates. Right? We are sitting here at the end of the first week of August, and our hydrangeas are holding down the fort, right? Looking really good here, being grown in containers. Yeah. All right, for those of you who are just joining me, hello and welcome to the garden. I'm Naomi, a new gardener here, gardening in Zone 6B slash 7A. I've been gardening now for about 4 years, right? Making a lot of mistakes, as I like to say, but what? Loving every minute of it, loving every single minute. All right, we are going to walk through the garden here really quick to just give you a quick update on how the plants have been growing and what has and have not changed. They're stepping out of the sun and over to this bed with our little hottie hydrangeas. Look at these little hotties, guys. Now, these have been in bloom for, is it what? We're going on, in terms of hydrangea blooms, we're in about our fourth week, if not fifth week of hydrangea blooms. And I'm so satisfied with how these plants have done. The little hottie hydrangeas right here. Last year, this time, we're not looking this healthy. So we did something right this season, right? Either they have gotten stronger and more established in the space, and I think we were better at keeping them watered, right? But they are looking really beautiful. Turn you around right here. Look at this lady. This rose is Elizabeth, and Elizabeth decided to give us some more late blooms here. And look at her. Oh, she's gorgeous, isn't she? A beautiful rose in the garden that tolerated the heat so well, and you can see that. Not a sign of stress, no sign of being totally tired like some of my other roses are at the moment. Right? She's just looking like she's loving her life right here, and I'm glad that she's happy. Sending out new buds. Look at that. All over. So we are going to be treated to a third wave of blooms here shortly. And again, this is Elizabeth from David Austin Roses. Right, moving over to the Rose Walk, which I think we have to rename this Hydrangea Bay at this time of the season, right? All the hydrangeas here are in full show. You are seeing the run starting here on this side. Those are all Bobo hydrangeas, and we have a limelight being grown in a container at the top that just caps us off right there at the end. Looking absolutely beautiful. Let's go ahead and get on in so that I can give you a close look. Okay, so here we are up close and personal with the hydrangeas. Now the Bobos are doing really well. I do have some, what's this? Hanging, is that the word? Oh man, it's early in the morning. Drooping sort of blooms right here with these two. And I'm thinking the reason for that is that these two hydrangeas get way less sun than the ones at the very top. I think these guys right here get about 4, if not 5 hours worth of sun per day. They are still blooming though, right? And I think they still look good, droopy or not, right? Okay. And further up at the top, you're seeing those, you can see the sun's hitting that one at the very beginning. They get more of the morning and a little bit of afternoon sun up there. Okay. Okay, still moving up the walk. These are or spent endless summer hydrangeas. These are the summer crush hydrangeas. I need to come in and do a bit of deadhead, and we've got two of them right now in the bed. I don't know, fingers crossed. I'm still looking to see if they will rebloom for me. I have never had them rebloom. I've had them bloom twice in the garden after 3 years. So they did take a while. But let's see. I've got some nice leaves. What do you think? That might be holding the possibility of some blooms. You seen those? So I'll keep my eye on her. She's looking really stressed. I know. I'm seeing all the black spot. I may come in and spray with some fungicide. Right, so we may give these guys a spray down. I paused because I thought I heard something, as always. All right, but I will definitely update you and let you know if we get blooms from these guys. They have held on. They survived the heat wave. Poor babies. It was rough, but they did their thing. Right here, you're seeing a stressed out Gertrude Jico. Right, stressed but beautiful. I did chop her back as I'm trying to keep her as a shrub in the space. So she did get a serious cutback here from me a few days ago. All right, this is what the Rose Island is now looking like, minus the roses because they are resting and getting ready to give us a third wave of blooms. All right, all right, let's keep moving up. Oh, the good thing here. Look at Olivia. Olivia Rose Austin has finally filled in. Look at her now. I was so worried about this rose earlier in the season. I was had my fingers crossed, and I was really watching her because she was so thin and her growth was very slow. What she looks like now is what she normally looks like in the spring, and she was not looking this way. So now that she has gotten back that body, I'm thinking that hey, she may be okay. So maybe it was just one of those springs where she had a slow start, right? Looking healthy, always a healthy rose in the garden, not one to suffer from any sort of black spot or powdery mildew, right? She has always enjoyed herself in the space. I did do a cutback because this time of the season they normally send up some very long canes, which we didn't need bouncing back and forth this summer, so we went ahead and cut those back. And I'm anxious to see if she will give us a beautiful third wave of blooms here. Okay, because I did miss her this spring. We did not get our spring flush from Olivia. Mhm. I still have not given up. I need to take it out now, though. On this emerald green arborvitae, we will pull it out of the ground together. Let's do it this week, right? I will pull it out of the ground. I really do want to see what the root system's looking like, what the moisture content looks like down there. And then we'll pop another one in. Fingers crossed it will do better than this one did. The only one that has not made it on the walk. Munstead wood is Munstead wood, right? This is our young baby Munstead wood. It's growing in beautifully, and I think it's safe to say next season we will have a beautiful rose, right? Sending out gorgeous blooms as always. The most beautiful red with the most outstanding fragrance. The love of my life. I love Munstead wood. Love him. I should definitely have him in another spot in the garden. It should not be just one place. He needs to be scattered all about. All right. And we've gotten to the top here where we are capped off. I do apologize if you're seeing the glare. I'm going to try to block it with my fingers. Then hopefully you won't see my fingers. Hold on. Oh, there's still a glare. But we've topped it off right here. The walk ends or starts with the limelight hydrangea that is being grown in container, looking really good. And what I am liking on right now is I'm not seeing the container, well, hardly seeing the container because the annuals have grown in beautifully. The container is now fully covered with the purple prints. Look at that, covered by the purple prints. Note to self, I should have done something on a third layer of planting because I don't like seeing the pavers. Right, so note to self next year if I do repeat the purple prints, which I think I might, right? I think I might. Now, in hindsight, they weren't so bad, but I will have to add some kind of pop that will cover everything right here at the bottom. Yeah, all in all, they did really well. Sorry about the glare. They did really well this season. All right, let's take a look at the standard section to see how our limelight standards have done. Okay, here we are at the standard section of the garden where we've got our limelight standards as well as our rose of Sharon. And as you can see, the limelights have now bounced out of their white into the green color. This is the best that these hydrangeas have looked. Haven't had them in the garden now for their third season, right? They are not completely burnt yet, which is a surprise to me. And I think, again, that is because they're a bit more established. They're more established now, so they can actually support themselves way better and support these blooms. Right? This area is looking really good. Right? Little giant arborvitaes still doing their thing and loving their life. The Emily Bronte rose in the back, we will move her this fall to a different location if she's not loving her life here, as well as this big, beautiful vanilla strawberry hydrangea needs a new home. Okay, so something that we are working on. Okay, let's take you over right here and let's look at our roses on this side. Claire Austin is very quiet. So is the poet's wife. The only one here with a little bit of energy for us is going to be the knockout rose. Knockout roses keep blooming no matter what, right? All right, and we're looking now at the planting on the outside. Now, the planting here looks a little tired. Thank goodness for the evergreens. That's the little giant arborvitaes here in containers, as they really help to keep interest and energy in the space. The roses themselves, right here, this is Bolero, a newly planted bareroot rose this season. The roses are tired, they're stressed, and they are a bit spent. But come on in and let's look at Bolero for a second because I'm really impressed with her being a new rose, right? Moment, a beautiful rose planted bareroot this spring, growing really, really well, I must admit. All right, you are seeing black spot and stress on the roses. And again, that's because of, hey, it's the season. It's been a hot season, people. It's been a hot season. I'm just thrilled that the roses are still alive. All right. Little giant arborvitaes are looking a little bit on the lighter green side, which tells me they could do with a bit of a feed, right? So we will ensure that we fertilize these guys here, add some compost to their bed. Will definitely help. And do you remember I told you maybe 2 weeks ago, I spoke to you about vincas that self seeded in my garden and came back all on their own? This is them. Can you believe it? I was so surprised when I saw these coming up. So naturally, I have let them be and allowed them to grow and do their thing. And I'm impressed. They actually came back. Yeah. I don't know why I find that so surprising that annuals self seed and come back in the garden. Again, the Vincas did it, Petunias did it, right? Oh, the Verbena did it. Yeah. So lots of cool things. All right, the Coreopsis is fully bloomed out for the season. And I think in another couple weeks, we'll go ahead and just cut those back a bit. Again, Charles Darwin. The outstanding rose on this section is always Enchanted Peace. All right, I get smaller blooms from this rose because I don't deadhead as deeply as I should in terms of cutting back. Sometimes I'll come in and I'll just take the bloom itself. But if you did want those nice large hybrid tea sort of blooms, it would be best that you cut back a bit lower down the stem, all right, so that the rose will push up we'll be able to push up larger blooms for you. Mhm. The final two little giant arborvitaes with the Gabriel oak. It's still trying to give us some love here, right? Gabriel oak still trying to flower. I do see some roses there on the inside. Are you seeing that? There's some blooms there from Eustacia Vi. Let's get on in and take a quick look at what's happening on the inside. Right, here we are looking at the inside of the garden. Here are the Vinca annuals, these white annuals right here in containers, growing beautifully. Behind the Vinca, we have a few scattered blooms from Thomas A. Beckett. His blooms right now are way smaller than his spring flush, but hey, he is a blooming. A few spent blooms from Princess Alexandra of Kent. She needs to be dead-headed, but she is letting us know that she is here. This rose did suffer as well from black spot, right? So she was defoliated and cut back a bit. It's good to see her rebounding now. The edge of night hibiscus have been a joy to have in the garden, right? Both are still in bloom. Do you remember I told you a couple weeks ago that the flowers would not open completely? Well, somehow that has been resolved. They have started opening those flowers fully for me. So we get that fully open effect, and they are, look at it, gorgeous. What? That is a beautiful hydrangea, and we've got more buds, right? So there are a few more flowers to come on every stem. Look at that. I really am enjoying them in the summer garden. All right, coming on down, marigolds just will not stop blooming. Gorgeous, free, planted and forget it annual that I love, which will now be a staple in my garden, right? Too easy to grow to not grow. Or crepe myrtles, and this is one of the good things about doing these weekly updates is that it helps me as a gardener to see how long these plants really stay in bloom. The crepe myrtles right here are still in bloom for us. This is now our third Sunday, right? So it looks like they are going to give us at least, wow, I don't know how long, but they've held on now for 3 weeks, which is beautiful. Again, this is the joy of my summer garden, the crepe myrtles. They say nothing screams summer more than crepe myrtles. Love them. Right? Absolutely love. Oh, love them. Look at that new flower head right there in the back. Oh, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right, guys, we are moving on from the crepe myrtles. We landed back where we started, which is on the patio, looking at this beautiful fire chief arborvitae in container, the limelight hydrangeas in the background. There is a little hottie sitting right there beside the petunias, right? Looking really good, screaming, it's summer, right? It is summer. Right. I just want to let's talk about Big Ben here real quick. Big Ben is the fire chief arborvitae. I had Big Ben on the driveway. You may have seen him there a couple times. He's container grown. I've decided that I want to try my hand at pruning, at cloud pruning, right? I would like to add that nice formal structural topiary to the garden. And I was thinking to myself, I was wondering if this arborvitae would make a good specimen to cloud prune. What do you think? He does have, in terms of the fire chiefs themselves, they like being pruned. I have seen these guys shaped and rounded and trimmed, and they just give you a nice, tight, compact look. Not like my fire chiefs. I tend to leave my babies alone because I like that nice bearded effect. I say bearded, like if you think of Santa Claus or that nice bearded effect. But I would like to practice, and I'm thinking, wondering if you guys think I should use this fire chief. One, do you think he'd make a good candidate for cloud pruning? Based on how he grows, he does have several stems, and now with the cloud pruning, I don't know how his stems will take to being forced to grow horizontally, right? But his branches are pretty sturdy from what I'm looking at. They're pretty sturdy. I don't know, something to think about. Hopefully, I won't kill the poor plant trying to prune it into something that it is not at the moment. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on that, guys. But all right, cameras up. We'll go ahead and end our Sunday walkabout here. As always, you know it, you guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for having joined me for yet another beautiful day in the garden. As always, happy Sunday, rolling into Monday. Have an awesome Monday, a great week. Take care of yourselves. You are loved, you are beautiful, and you're awesome. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see ya in the next video.